Just before I start, I do get intense. And I want to explain myself. I'm a father. I have 3 kids, 1 on the way. And I want to tell you something. You know, there was a kid who came up to me and goes, "Man, you're pretty intense, buddy." You know that kid in the 3rd row? You know that kid in the 3rd row that raises his hand for everything? Who knows that kid? Who knows that? Like, oh, are you that kid? All right, calm down. All right, you know, like, 3rd row, he raises it, he goes, "Hey, you, buddy, you're pretty intense, don't you think?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You got a vein popping out of your head." I go, "All right, thanks for the honesty. We're about authenticity in our business. I appreciate it." He goes, "Yeah, buddy, you're gonna have an aneurysm." I go, "Yeah, it's gonna pop you out and punch you in the face." You know what I mean? Like, right? And you know, like, look, you know, the sad thing is in our faith is that if we get intense about faith, all of a sudden it's like, whoa. But if you get intense about like pasta, like how many of you are Italian and like pasta sauce and pasta gravy? You're like, "Yeah, my grandma's the best. Yeah, my best pasta sauce ever." You know, and everybody's like, it's okay to get intense about pasta sauce, but you get intense about like love, you're like, calm down. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it is. We can't get intense about Jesus, about peace, about kindness, about gentleness, about compassion. That's what we're here to do today. And, you know, I spoke at some big tent revivals, you know, in the Catholic Church. And in the Catholic Church, a big tent revival, the average age is like 70. You know what I mean? Like, I'm showing up, there's like 500 70-year-olds. Picture me like, "You're amazing." You know what I mean? Like, look at the person next to you and say, "You're amazing." Look at the person next to you and say, "You're amazing." Hey, what's your name? Everybody say Brandon. Say Brandon. Say, "You're amazing." Give it up for Brandon. Clap your hands for him. You're like, "Why we clap? She's like, "I'm better than Brandon." No, everybody's amazing. Not better or worse. God didn't make junk. When he baptized you, priest, prophet, king, he baptized you amazing, amazing, amazing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's about. And so anyways, so I'm at the event, the Big Tent Revival, 70-year-old and up are there, and all of a sudden I'm done, and this nice lady comes down, and she's like, "Hey, buddy." And I go, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, "Don't you think you could calm down a little bit?" I go, "I've been hearing that since the 3rd grade." You know, like, I go, "Thanks for being real, but can I be honest with you?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "You had to deal with me for 1 hour. I got to deal with myself all the time. What do you feel bad for?" She goes, "Good point, keep up the good work." You know what I mean? Like, look, I gotta deal with this all the time. How would you like to deal with all this energy all the time? It's not for, you know, look, and you know what, you have your challenges. Some of you are shy, some of you are loud, some of you are, everybody has their challenges, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is that we're here together to give it our all, because somebody's counting on us. And you know what, if you can't be real today, today's pointless. I'm serious. If you can't give it all you got, today's pointless. So who'd like to knock somebody out? Anybody like to knock somebody out? All right, I want you to knock. All right, you come down. You look like a knocker-outer. All right, who else? All right, you want? Come on down. All right, come on, let's go. This guy wants to knock somebody out. All right. All right. So now grab one of those here. All right, so it goes like it. I don't want you pushing like this. All I want to do is like that. All right? Okay, great. Okay. Not yet. Hey, go. Hey, that's a penalty. All right. Go, hit him. Knock him out. All right, you gotta be louder. They can't hear. Oh, what's your name?
John.
Everybody say John. Say, "You're amazing." What's your...
Joey.
Everybody say Joey. Say, "You're amazing." Now give that guy a hug. Encourage that guy. All right. Who's next? Who'd like to knock somebody out? All right. Go! Oh, watch those headshots. Watch those heads. Oh! All right. Oh! What's your... give it up for them. That was... What's your name?
Callie.
Everybody say Callie. Say, "You're amazing." We just went to Callie. All right.
Monica.
Everybody say Monica. Say, "You're amazing." You can grab a seat. Give it up for that. That's great work. 2 guys who can't see because they have no glasses on are gonna fight. This is disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go home and go, "That guy was disrespectful." You know what I mean? Like, calm down. You're amazing. All right, great. All right. You know, ready? Here we go. Ready? Wait. Go! Don't kill the guy. All right, go for it. Go! Yeah. Get in the ring. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Give it up for him. Great work. Awesome job. What's your name?
Justice.
Everybody say Justice. Say, you're amazing.
Jonathan.
Everybody say, Jonathan. Say, you're amazing. Give him a hug. Give him a hug. All right, great work. Like, these two girls come down to go do the joust, and I'm like, yeah. And the place like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I didn't know they had a 3-year feud, and the fight was going to happen in about 3 seconds. You know, like, and then she goes, bam. I'm like, no. Like, this is a speaker's worst nightmare. You're being courageous is like, bad idea. You know, like, I like this. So I didn't know what to do, so I did what probably no other speaker would do, and I said, hit her again! True story, right? And now the teacher's like, they're not crazy, he is! You know, get him out of here! I'm like, hit her, yeah, it's gonna bring your dad back, huh? Yeah. It's gonna make your life all better to hurt those girls, huh? To hurt them, what? It's gonna make it better, it's gonna make your depression go away, huh? Talk junk about it. Come on, hit her again. Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna make it all better to hurt somebody. It's gonna make it all better to mess with somebody. It's gonna make it all better to go in the locker room and talk junk about that kid who can't defend himself anyways, just because you're having trouble with your father. The first kid who gets up to share their story is the girl who got punched in the face, and she gets up and she talks about her dad left. She talks about her mother's an alcoholic, how she has to take care of her little brothers and sisters. She talks about the pain she went through, her being hurt and used. And all of a sudden I said, how many of you have been through something similar that she has? And what do you know? The first girl that came up and gave her the hug was the girl who punched her in the face. My prayer is for the person that had a dad leave them. Don't let what he did to you take control of what your God thinks of you. Your God thinks you're amazing. And he even thinks your dad's amazing. He just doesn't know how amazing he is. Because when we know we're amazing, when we know who we are, we don't hurt people, we love people. When we know who we are, we don't hurt ourselves. We use the hurt and pain we have inside to help someone else. My prayer is we'll walk out of here knowing who we are, believing in who we are. And who we are is God's kids. That's who we are. My prayer is that what they've done will not justify how you act, but what he's done for you will show you how to love them regardless of how they treated you. My prayer is we will be who God called us to be. Amazing. We got work to do. Today's the day. But you're like my father, you don't get it. He left, it hurts. You don't get it. My mother, the depression. You don't get my mother, the addiction. You don't get my brother, he's in jail, or maybe he's not in jail, but he's headed there. You don't know like my life. You're right, I don't know your life. But God does. And he wants to strengthen you, empower. He wants to say, you can't give up, you're too important. You matter too much. You can do this, regardless of what you go through. Each and every one of you. You got to dig down deep and ask yourself, do I want it? Galatians 3:16 says, in both word and deed, I will do everything in the name of the Lord. Look, you can do anything. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We can do this, okay? But you got to choose it. I can't choose it for you. I'm going to give it all I got. You got a choice to make. Today's the day. I'm wondering if any of you are ready, though, if you're open. Who's open to getting this message going? If you're open, I want you to stand up and say, I'm ready. I'm ready. Who's first? Just stand up one at a time. Say it. Say, I'm ready. Are you ready? Stay standing if you're ready. Who else is ready? Say, I'm ready. If you're not ready, go home. Call your mommy, call your grandma, call your grandpa, your abuelo, whatever you call it. Call whoever you got. Because if you're ready, who wants to give me a chest bump? Who's ready? Anybody ready? I want a chest bump. All right, come on, big dog. I'm ready. Let's go. All right, let's go. Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Who else? Anybody else? Let's go. Come on, Joey. Come on, Joey. Who else is ready? Anybody else? All right, let's go, boss man. You ready? Give it up. All right, come on, boss man. Give it up for him. You can grab a seat. Say, I will be real. How many of you know fakes in this room? Anybody know a fake? Anybody know a fake? Be real in this school. Raise your hand. Maybe you're the fake. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, you got to figure it out. That's your problem. All right? You know, like, it's her. I hate her. Hey, I saw her in the bathroom 3 days ago, and I remember the hateful feeling I had. You know those girls? Who's ever met those girls before? Who knows what I'm talking about? They walk by like, hi, how you doing? I hate her. You know what I mean? Like, you're laughing because it's real. You know, like, hey, how's it going, John? It's a true story. You know, who's ever been that girl? Don't lie. You know, like, who's ever been that guy? Don't lie. All right, Joey, thank you. All right, you know. Joey's like, that's me! I'm all of these things! How do you know what I'm talking about? That there's somebody in your life that hurt your family or hurt your friends, or maybe even somebody in school that hurt somebody. Well, I got news for you. They're amazing. Well, you're like, what? I go, I'll prove it to you he's amazing. I go to him. He goes, you can't prove that to me. I go, I'll do it right now. Now, I'm one of those people, I don't know what I'm going to say next, so I'm like, God help me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. I'm like, so I was like, all right, help me out here. So I looked at the kid, I go, did it hurt you when he left? He goes, what? I go, answer my question. Did it hurt you when he left? He goes, yeah, it hurt me. Of course it hurt me. It's my dad, you know? I go, did you ever cry about it? He goes, why are you asking all these? I go, answer my question. Did you ever cry about it? He goes, of course I cried about it. It's my dad. It hurt. I was a kid. I go, if your dad wasn't amazing, it wouldn't have hurt so bad. What if I told you there's somebody who wanted to die in here? Would you care? Or would you be like, whatever? What if I told you there's somebody in here that didn't have a dad they left or a mom that left? Would you care? What if I told you there's somebody in here today that said, you know what, people pick on me every day, and you know what, I come to school here and I don't feel loved. I don't believe I'm loved. Would you care? Are you listening? So how many of you, God forbid, have had a mom or dad die? Raise your hand. Who's ever been there before? God forbid. Here, I need your help, man. Come on down here. I need your help. Give it up for this guy. Let me tell you something. Here, I want to state it. This didn't have no reason. Your dad's more alive, or your mom's more alive than ever. Who was it? Your dad or your mom? Your mom's more alive than ever. But you're not the only one. You know, when you've been at the bedside, I've been there, like, I'm the only one. Nobody knows what I'm going through. There are people, they're teachers, they're young people. How many of you had a mom or dad pass away? How many of you? Come give them a hug. How many of you had a mom or dad pass away? Are you listening? How many of you had a brother or sister pass away? God forbid, come give him a hug. Be real. He needs your love today. You're not the only one. How many of you out there had a best friend die? Come give him a hug. How many had a best friend die? You see, let me tell you something about life. These people matter. Everybody say, Tommy. Tommy. Say, you're amazing. You're amazing. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Tommy, before you sit down. I know you want to sit down because this is awkward, but first of all, let me tell you, you've helped some people today, so first clap your hands for them, first of all. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something that's going to help you out a lot. And this can be hard for you to hear, but I need you to hear it. But how many of you saw him and didn't understand him? Raise your hand. Look at it. We're being real. But guess what? Now, because you're real, they can understand it a little bit more. And you know what that is? That's encouraging. Because you know what? That's what life's about, getting to know people's hearts. And you're making a difference. I speak to a lot of all-boys schools. And when I go in these all-boys schools, what happens is the boys are like, you know, doing their thing. And it takes a while in all-boys school for them to be real. It's just the truth. So I have to do a little bit more getting fired up and stuff like that. And I was in a school, Salesian High School in California, in Los Angeles. And this young boy gets up and says, I want to share my story. He was like you, Tommy. And he said, my name's Alex, he said. And when I was in the 7th grade, he said, my dad died, he said. He said, not only did my dad die, but he said, I hated you, Dad. Before he died. He keeps going, he goes, not only did I say that, but you know what? He said, my dad killed himself. Now, most speakers would stop at that. Like, no, don't take any chances here. Like, it's tough. But Tommy, by me taking a chance today, you know how many people you helped today because of you? Now, they're going to come to you afterwards and thank you, I'm telling you, because you helped a lot of people today. And this boy gets up there, and he shares. But I said, who's your best friend, Alex? He goes, Jose. I go, I knew it, Jose from LA. And I look up at Jose, said, stand up, Jose. Jose, stand. I got a few questions for you, Jose. He goes, what's that? I go, my first question is this. What sport does Alex play? He goes, soccer. I go, what position? He goes, midfield. I go, what kind of grades does Alex get? He goes, oh, he gets A's, a couple B's. I go, is he a nice kid or me? Oh, he's a nice kid. I go, I got one last question. You're his best friend, Jose, right? He goes, yeah. I got one last, you know him pretty well, right? I go, I got one last question for you. Did you know about his dad? Jose puts his head down. Tears start coming down his eyes. He said, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't. You see, in this world, we know more about what people do than who people are. We know more about what they can do for us and less about who they are as a person. That right here, we're going to do something called the prayer workout. See, anybody think I work out every now and then? I work out for people suffering. You want to work out, you want your team to work out, you want your coach to get you going. Don't work out for you. You're like,
well, I don't feel like working out today. Today is my bathtub day, you know, with shampoo is better, and conditioner is better. It makes me silky soft and clean.
Who would come down here, okay, 4 girls, 4 guys, and work out for anyone who's had a challenge in here? Like, this is for somebody who said, I want to end my life. Somebody said, hey, look, I was abused like Naomi, or I did want to give up. Like, I'm going to work out for somebody who says, I've got an addiction. What if there's somebody in here who has an addiction to like painkillers and something? I hope nobody is, but the truth is there's probably somebody in here. Who would come down here and work out for anybody who's suffering there? All right, 1, all right, 2, all right. We have these challenge sheets. They say, let go and let God. It's in Matthew 11:28. It says, come to me, all you who are labored and burdened, I'll give you. See, God wants to help you through these things, but it says, write down the biggest challenge you've ever faced. God wants to help you with those, and we're going to work out and go through pain for their challenges. All right? So give it all you got, even if it hurts. All right? After you're done writing your challenges, just put them right in front of us so we at least know someone cares, and we'll keep working out. All right, we got one person. Hopefully we get everybody. Let's go. Here we go. Go for it. Come down. You can come whenever you're ready. Warm it up. Warm it up. Warm it up. Like that. Kick it out. Kick it out. We're warming up. Let's do some warm up. Ready? Let's go. Let's go. Keep it going. When I stop, you don't stop. Keep going. Because I'm keeping the message going. I do my workout. Don't worry. I do it. I promise. You see, there's more young ladies down here, and that's why there's more men in jail. That's why there's more men that leave their families. Because men don't want to face their challenges. Men run from their challenges. Come on, men. Man up, gentlemen. Men run. They hide. You're like, I don't have a challenge. Well, guess what? That's your biggest challenge, because you better be the greatest man ever if you have no challenges. All right, you ready? Down. Mountain climber position. Go. Come on. There could be some of us end their life. There could be someone depressed. There could be somebody that doesn't have a mom. Let's go. Push up. Jump. Go. Come on. My friend died. My grandpa has cancer. And also my dad, one of my family members, has died of cancer. Being able to forgive the people that hurt me. To swallow my pride and realize that loving is better than hurting. Judging, I have to let go and let everyone isn't the same. Depression, self-harm, anxiety, drinking, verbal abuse, sexuality, hating myself, my weight, losing my best friend. Look, this is more important than basketball. When I was a kid, I did nothing to deserve the gifts of love that I got. I was selfish. I used people, hurt people. And that's who uses people the most, the people who have everything in order. Well, guess what? You better go home and thank your parents like you never had before. My brother has drug problems, rough family problems, depression. drugs, drinking, temptation. Are we here to judge people or start loving people? My insecurities and how I run from them. Getting to the point of wanting to commit suicide, being bullied for 8 years. Parents going through divorce, wanting to give up on myself. Look, there's no other way than Jesus Christ. You give me a better answer. Jesus can help us through this. He's done it for all human history. We got one last workout to do. This is a workout for all those that want to end their life out there and say, you know what? Don't do it because you can use the struggle you have to help someone. This is for all those that have an addiction in here. And you're hurting your mother. And she knows it and you're breaking her heart. This is for that person in here right now that says, I can't make it. It's too intense. You can make it because it's not about you. It's about them. It's about him. Once we get out of ourselves and realize God can help us and we can help others, then we can make our mess a message. If you're that person struggling out there, Mark 9:23 says this, anything is possible with one who has faith. You can get through this, and this is for you. All right, 30, go for it. How many of you have somebody out there that you know that needs your encouragement? Maybe somebody that hurt you or somebody that you hurt. How many of you have somebody out there that you're thankful for? Or you're sorry that you hurt them? Or you need to appreciate them? I want you to go give them a hug. Every day is a day to start caring. Start digging down deep and asking ourselves, what matters? Who matters? Each and every one of us are called by God to not just know we're amazing, but to be amazing. You know, I didn't always feel like I was amazing. You know, I got 820 on my SATs. You know, like, that's not amazing. That's the math plus the verbal. That's pathetic. You know, like, you see, what people didn't know about me is I was sensitive. I was a sensitive kid. But in my life, I didn't understand people were struggling, so I just hurt people. Because you see, I had a mom, I had a dad. My dad took a company public and built a mansion. You see, I didn't have any struggles. My only struggles were the struggles I made for myself. And one time I had sex before marriage. I wasn't a bad kid, I was a good kid, I had a good heart, but I was a jerk face and I didn't care. So, and you know what, I thought I got a girl pregnant. That's the only reason I went on a retreat. Because I was scared. I was scared. Who's ever been there? You did something wrong and you're scared. You can't get through it on your own, bro. You see, I thought I could do it myself, but then it got too loud and too hard, and I had this teacher, Father Larry Richards, and he wrote me a letter. Now, it's one thing to get a letter from your dad. It's one thing to get a letter from your friend. Get a letter from a priest at an all-boys school? That's no fun. So what I do? When I read the letter, I wanted to cry, but what did I do when I read that letter? I laughed at it. Like some of you are sitting up there like doing your little shake and bake thing. You're only doing it because you're sensitive, and I know that. You're sensitive. You got a big heart. A great heart. So then what happens is I go on this retreat. I said, God, you get me through this, I'll do anything. Well, here I am. Today's the day we start asking ourselves what matters. Like how many of you out there have had somebody leave you? Raise your hand. And it hurt. How many of you had a mom or dad leave you, God forbid? Who's been there? Here, I need your help. Could you help me out? But let me tell you something. When they left you, know what you started doing? You started second-guessing yourself like you're some second-rate person. Let me tell you something about that. That's a lie. You're not some second-rate person. You're God's kid. You matter. Stop second-guessing yourself, whether you're good enough, whether you're better than, you're not better than them, you're not worse than them. You're you, and you matter, man. You're like, oh, well, I think he's whatever. I don't care what you think about me. This is about how you look. This is about how you love. You know what? I want to thank you, because a lot of people in here are saying, you're like the nicest guy ever. and he's been through this. How has he made it through? And I'm going to tell you something that people don't like to hear. You made it through by the grace of God. But you're not the only one. How many of you had a mom or dad leave you for not a good reason? Come give them a hug and say, you're not the only one. How many of you have done something wrong to hurt yourself before? Even recently, who's done that? Raise your hand. You be great, because God's counting on you. You see, this is what life's about. Life's about caring for people. Look, I'll cry every day, I'll laugh every day, and I'll encourage people every day, but let me tell you something about my life. My life's amazing. It's not because of me. How many of you young men wanted to give up before? Come on over here. Come on over here, buddy. You see, because you know what happens in life? When people want to give up, you know what they do? They become angry. They become mean. How many of you ever seen somebody mean? They probably want to give up. What, are you going to make it worse? You got to love each other. Hey, let me tell you something, my friend. Stand right here. You come from two totally different backgrounds, right? Totally different circumstances. But you know what this country and this world wants to do with this? They want to separate us. They want to separate the Jesus people from the atheists. They want to separate the Republicans from the... Well, I thought we're all God's kids. That's what I thought. But you two are brothers. But we're different. You're right. But you're going through something similar. You be brothers. You see, this school needs you, fellas. They don't need you to pick on them. They need you to love them. They need you to lead by how you treat. Hey, you apologize to your mother. You hear me? Your mother has gone through so much for you. You love her like you've never loved her before. You hear me? God is very proud of you. You're like, how do you know? When I picked up my son, my young boy, Joseph Giuseppe, okay? Hey. I'm glad you're here. God's got big work for you to do, son. How many of you out there have hurt somebody in this school? And you know who they are. They're sitting over there. You used to be freshmen, friends, and now you're like, pfft. If you have somebody you've really disappointed and discouraged, I want you to come. What's your name?
Gavin.
Gavin, I want you to come give Gavin a hug, and I want you to go hug that person in the stands and say you're sorry. And before I give you a couple choices to make, hey, brother, you're a leader, brother. You're amazing. Before I give you a couple choices, hey, you're amazing, brother. You're amazing, my friend. Hey, you look at me. Pick your head up, my friend. Hey, look at me. God is proud of you. You hear me? You have done so much and been such a good-hearted guy, right? Let me tell you something. You don't give up. You got great stuff. I want you to go give that young man a hug. Thank you. Well, when my son was born, I learned about God's love. Because this is, you know, where the You're Amazing message came from. I really have to like say it came from my oldest son, Joseph. Because, in this world, we always think we got to be this, right? But when we feel in the world's eyes we're this, we're not amazing. We're just second rate, right? When my son was born, I was holding him. It was like 3 weeks. Now, I'm like Vin Diesel in The Pacifier. You don't call me to babysit your kid. You know what I mean? Like, no woman in their right mind am I, like, you call me when the teenager's in trouble and you bring me to your house. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. So nobody's ever like, hey, babysit my kid. So, and I was the youngest, so I never watched babies. So like, this is the first time I'm holding like a baby, because every time I'd hold a baby, they'd cry, and I'd give it to my sister and go, that's your problem, take care of it. And I remember sitting there holding my son. My wife, Lisa's like, watch his neck, gives me all these rules. I'm like, my wife, Lisa, I go, all right, I'm holding my son, Joseph. And all of a sudden, what do you think he does when the door closes? Ah! Right, he starts to cry, right? And then what happens? Then he starts looking at me like, that guy, oh my God, that's my dad. His eyes bug go up. So I look at him, I'm like, I'm proud of you even if you cry. I start joking around. Like, I go, I'm proud of you even if your eyes bug out of your head. Ha 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 ha. So then all of a sudden, I'm joking around, his neck starts going. I'm hearing my wife go, watch his neck, watch his neck. You know, like, and I grab his neck, go, I'm proud even if you go like this. And I'm laughing at him. And all of a sudden it hit me like, man, like, I'm not proud of him because he did. Look, he hasn't done anything for me. I'm proud of him because he's my son. That's what makes me proud of somebody. And your God is proud of you because you're his son. Because you're his daughter. And you know what? Your dad who's never hugged you, don't be proud of him because he never hugged you. Be proud of him because you're going to hug him. Don't be proud of somebody because of what they do for you. Be proud of somebody because of who they are. Because when, give it up for everybody helping us out today. Be proud of those that are suffering. Because on that, I went on this retreat, like you go on Kairos and get involved with the XLTs, and you see this. You know what I'm talking about. You're seeing it today. In California, they're like, your events are like Kairos on steroids. You know, like, let me tell you something. Today we're learning something about life. That there's a God who wants to love you, and you can say yes or you can say no. We're learning today that this event's about you can forgive that person or not. You can say, I can't get through this, or I can get through this. Regardless of what you think, there is a God that wants to help us. I'll prove it to you right now. When you were messing up, focused on yourself, when he knew that you'd miss church on Sunday and not care. He knew that you'd look at things that you probably shouldn't look at. He did something for you that I would never do for any of you. See, I got two little boys, John Paul, right? John Paul, named after the poet. I got my good Joseph. I got Catherine, my daughter. And I will tell you something. I would never send them on a bloody cross for any of you. He loves you that much. Now you gotta dig down deep. Say, God, I know you love me. Now I gotta love me. I know you love me. Now I gotta love him. But you don't want to. I understand. Either did Naomi. But she's doing it day by day. And it's a process. But little by little, we're going to show this world how proud our God is of them. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever shall believe in him will not perish, will not be stuck in their cutting, stuck in their depression, but use that struggle to help others stuck in their addiction, stuck in their mess. But there's a God who knows you're perishing, who wants you to give everlasting life in your hearts here on earth and one day in the future with him in heaven. And right now, if you choose to accept Jesus in your life, you choose to say, God, I can't do this on my own. I can't love myself. I can't love others on my own. I need your help. If you need God's help, just bow your hand, put your right hand on your heart. Don't look around. And I want you to say a prayer from your heart to Jesus. Say, Jesus, I can't do this. I need your help with my depression. I need your help with my anxiety. I need your help with my school. I need your help with my addiction that people don't know about. I need your help with not being mediocre. And I want you right now to accept him into your life. Right now, say, Jesus, I need you. Jesus, you are the answer. And if you want him to be the answer, I need you out loud, but in your heart, not totally, just in your heart. Just very quietly say your prayer to him. Say, Jesus, I give you my life. through all this pain, through the suffering, through the joys, through the happy times, through the sad times. I give you everything. Mighty God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for how the schools loved one another and seeing that we need you and we need to help others. We pray that, God, you'll do the impossible. That, God, town to town, yes, we'll do the impossible, but street to street, classroom to classroom, you'll do the impossible. Not just do good things, but do great things. Not believing that, oh, this is okay, but I'm going to give it my all, even though I don't want to, even though it's hard. I want you to think about those people that need love. Think about your mom. Think about your nephew. Think about your cousin. Think about your aunt. Think about that person who's got no one. I want you to say, God, I've given my life to you now. Now I'm going to go out there and help someone. Now I'm going to go out there and encourage them. And right now, you have that choice to go out there and make that difference. We're going to get a chance because Jesus now can come and you can spend time with him. And in his physical presence, you can accept him and ask him to heal you. Ask him to be with you. Ask him to strengthen you. This is what heaven's going to be like. And we are going to be as close to heaven on earth as we can when Jesus Christ himself comes to heal us. Okay, last call before we start to truly pray. Hey, God saved your life today now. All right, now you go out there and do the same for others. Hey, you got work today. You got work. I'm glad you're alive. God bless you.